as promised, I am here today to show you a quick little setup on my new 2019 quote journal. It's not a journal. This year I decided to go with a little, this is actually a planner. It is by Webster's Pages. This is their rainbow personal size planner. But as I thought about this year's project, I decided to use this instead of an actual journal. So it is my new quote binder, I should call it. So I'm gonna try this really quick, and for those of you who are new to my channel and are not sure what this is all about, thank you so much for stopping by. So every year I do what I call my quote journal, and that's an actual hashtag that you can follow on Instagram so that you can see what I'm working on and what other people are working on that are also participating in this. Back in 2016, I love quotes so much, I decided to start working on a project. And I'm going to show you here really quick without eating up too much time. This is the original quote journal where I started this project back in 2016. I started towards the end of the year, so I only had a couple of months for 2016. But I started as a daily quote journal, and I took on this impressive task of trying to do a quote inside this book, one quote a day, and it was just way too much. I created a list of themes because at first I was just writing quotes without any, I was just whatever I liked I would write, and then I came up with the idea of coming up with themes for each month so that my quotes would be organized. So I created this little list here for the last 2 months in 2016 and then for 2017. I believe you can find these in my blog if you go back. And every year I do the same. I start up with a list of themes for the year, and then I move on. But I have since stopped trying to do quotes on a daily basis because it just took a long time. You can find a flip through video of this book here in my channel. And look, sometimes you make mistakes, but you gotta go with it. I actually did this page upside down. But anyways, I have lots and lots of quotes, and the project continues on. I also try to work on this project in a 3-ring binder, which is kind of similar to what I'm going to be doing this year. And so this was kind of fun because I could just work on the pages and then add them as, you know, whenever I was done. And by this point, I was just doing quotes whenever I had the time to do them. And then I would create a little divider. This little book came with them, so I would do a little, I don't know, dashboard title page where I would write the quote. I'm sorry, not the quote, the theme for that month. So for February of 2017, the theme was creativity. So all the corresponding quotes from then on for that month were related to creativity. And then last year for 2018, I actually did an actual journal. And so a little backstory about this. This only holds the last few months of the year because when I hit 10,000 followers in Instagram, I decided to give away the first, you know, part of the year, the journal itself that held maybe 5 months worth of quotes. And a good an amazing lady that has been following me for a long time won the giveaway. So Heidi, it's the lucky winner who won that. And so she has the actual journal itself where I did all the different techniques, and she has that. So and so this year I decided to do a little 6-ring planner. And it's gonna be easy because just the same as the other 3-ring binder, I can just start adding things in the quotes in the little binder. So this is another thing that it's kind of new in the sense that now I went ahead and created more specific dividers for each month. These are free for you to grab on my blog under the same name, White Sugar Designs, and you can find all 12 themes for this year. I am contemplating to do one of these sheets but leave it blank, so instead of having the word here that I have chosen for that month, it would be blank for you to choose whatever theme you want to follow for that month. So I'm gonna try and work on it. It should be easy, and then I'll repost it in there. So if you guys are interested, whether it's on the set of 12 or just one that you can just keep reprinting, maybe every year I will do a new design. So those are free for you to go grab. I also have the list of the words if you want to print that out. I feel like now I don't need to do that because now I will know automatically. But when January is over and I move on to February, then I know that the next theme is Inspire. So one tip that I have for you is, I'm sorry, I'm winded. I don't know why. I guess I'm excited. So because I printed these on my home computer, okay? So you can print your dividers on single-sided paper. Oh my gosh, I'm making so many mistakes today. Okay, so in this case, when I first started printing these, the first batch, the first two, I didn't do that, and it was on plain piece of paper. So when you turn the page, this side would be blank, which is fine. You can just glue on another piece of paper, which is what I did here. And then now you can see I've done the first two quotes for this month. I usually choose the first word for the year. It's also my one little word for the year. And so that's kind of the start of this project. So my word for the entire year is purpose, but then from here on I just choose a different word for the quotes. So here are the first two, and I just posted this on my Instagram, so if you want to go take a look there. The real joy in life comes from finding your true purpose and aligning it with what you do every single day. This one is by Bob Goff. We won't be distracted by comparison if we are captivated with purpose. So those are my first two quotes. So that was totally rude. I hope I can edit that well. My phone started ringing and it's hung up here on my little device that's holding it. So let's see how I can edit that out. But I was saying is, don't feel like each of the quotes have to include the word or the theme. So in this case, the word purpose is actually within the quote itself. But sometimes if you do a search for that word, and so let's say you go on Pinterest and you type quotes about purpose, some of those quotes will not have the word purpose in the quote. So again, don't feel like the word has to be within the quote itself, because sometimes it's all based on interpretation. So so the thing, going back to the tip, which I didn't get to do in the first one, but here it is. So what I did is I printed these from here on a single-sided pattern paper. So you see how this side has a pattern, and then the actual little dashboard was printed on the back. I have already added a few papers that I've already trimmed to have ready as I will keep working on this project. But you don't have to. I just kind of wanted to show you. You can just leave the pages or the sections empty until you actually get to work on them. So let me finish with this tip. So you see here is the next one, and then it has again the pattern paper on the other side, and then a couple more sheets. And here is April, and there it is. I printed 2 dashboards per page. So, you know, consecutively, 2 months will have the same background because these 2 were printed on 1 page. And then May and June should also be the same. That was just how I arranged them, but you know, they can be arranged differently if you want, so that they're not, you know, if that matters to you, you can have all the months scattered. You don't have to follow in the order that I have them. So here are the 12 words that I chose for this year. So for January, it's purpose. For February, it's inspire. For March is harmony. For April is worth. And I promise you, you will be able to find lots of quotes under these words that I have chosen as themes. For May is positivity. For June is humility. For July is self-care. For August, kindness. For September, braveness. I don't have any more pages in here, so these will go fast. For September is braveness. October is attitude. And you can see how both of these are the same. For November is awareness. And for December is dream. So again, you don't have to go with these words. You can interpret them as you wish. But there will be tons of quotes that you can find on Pinterest. I actually have a Pinterest board under White Sugar Designs. That's my Pinterest account. And if you go to words of inspiration, that's where I keep all my quotes, and I have started organizing them. So I create a sub board, and each one has a name. So there is one that is named purpose. So any quotes that I found that I liked with regards to purpose, I put them in there. And then I'll have another board, sub board, with the word inspired. And then all the quotes with that I want to add in this section, those will be in there. So if you are interested and you're looking for quotes that you can use for your own, you can find more inspiration, just kind of easy to go and grab in my Pinterest board. The other thing, the little tabs here, these are by the Reset Girl. She puts out several kits throughout the month. Actually, she releases 3 times a month, the 7th, the 17th, and the 27th. The big kit that is released on the 27th of every month includes tabs like this. And you can, she designed them so that you can punch them out with this paper punch here. This is by We Are Memory Keepers, is it? Yes, We Are Memory Keepers. So if you can find this tab or maybe their new version, it should match her design, so they will be easy to punch. And she does give you the front, which is the one with the little blank box, and then the one for the back. So it's kind of easy to do that. There's one more thing I forgot that I wanted to tell you. So one of the other goals I had for this project this year was to start using my own handwriting. Obviously, I didn't do it on these two. It does take a lot longer to have to type these out and then print them and then cut them versus having to write things by hand. I think that a blank page like this, that will give me an opportunity to practice my handwriting. So I will try to do that as I work on this project. But the other thing is, so when you're printing if you are going to print your quotes on another paper, my suggestion is type 4 or 5 or even 6 at the same time, because you can fit as many as 6 if you know how to line them up. Like maybe if you create text boxes, you can do several per page, and then you can just print them all at once and have them ready. So in this, when I printed these 2, I actually did 2 more, and these are ready to go for my next my next, next time I get to work on these, I have my quotes ready to go. So that's just another little tip that I have for you that I've kind of learned along the way, if you are printing them. But I also suggest for you to try writing your with your own handwriting, because that's just adds another personal touch to your projects. I think I've covered everything. The setup, the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna try and do, I feel like I'm gonna work on 2 pages at the same time. And if I get to do that once a week, then that means I would hopefully end up with 8 quotes per month. That's my goal. So I'm hoping to be able to do that. But again, I don't want to feel stress about it or pressure to get it done. So whenever I have time, I will, work on them. And for me personally, it's up to you. I was gonna say, don't feel obligated that both of the pages have to match. For example, if I worked on, something like this, there is a video on this if you want to see how I did, how I created this page. But as you can see, even though there's 2 quotes, they're actually work kind of like a theme, because they're both, they both match. So here's another one. I'm not sure if there's a video on this one. And here's another one. And so you see how I kind of follow I treat both of those pages as one and just put 2 quotes on either page. Now for this, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that. I don't want to have any rules. So this time I used 2 different papers. They are by the same collection. These, pretty much everything so far, I've only used the Maggie Holmes collection by Crate Paper. All of these papers are from the Flourish, I want to say. This one is by Recollections, but all of these are by Maggie Holmes. This one too. And I did add, this is by Webster's Pages. There's a few that are by Webster's Pages. This one here and this one here. Now, also, you can use double-sided paper. So if you think about it, if you were to use double-sided pattern paper, then you don't have to worry about having to cover this one with something else. So because I only have a few pages that are single-sided, and because it's so awesome that I can just take them out and move them around, what I might do is I will start using double-sided paper so I don't have to worry about a blank page. But sometimes I do want to have blank pages like this, because sometimes I just want to decorate it, and having a plain white background, it just kind of gives me the freedom to do whatever design I want, just like I've done here. So I might use some stickers and some watercolors. So I might do the same on these pages that I've already cut that are blank. So there's lots of ways to looking at this. So those are some of the tips I have for you. The paper punch that I use to make the holes, this is perfect because this is, if I'm gonna pronounce this right, Rapsco, R-A-P-E-S-C-O. And you can find this on Amazon. This has an adjustable holes, and they give you the instructions here or how to set it up. You have to move the paper around. There are videos here on YouTube that show you how to use the adjustable paper punch. But I know that there's some other punches out there that you can just, punch your pages. So I think I've covered the supplies that I used, the materials, the paper, and the idea behind this. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting information, and that if you do decide to work on this project, that you will share with the rest of us using the hashtag #MyQuoteJournal. I do have a Facebook group called Creative Journals where you can also share. I do go there also and share the same things that I share on Instagram. So if you follow me on either one, that works. But obviously, if you're part of the Facebook group, you can share your own quotes and your own work there. So thanks so much. I will add links to some of the different things that you see here. And I hope that you share with the rest of us your quotes. As I always tell you, make sure you make time to have some creative time for yourself, because it is good for the mind and it is good for the soul. So thank you so much, you guys. Until next time, take care. Bye.